Wednesdays and Fridays, 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern, and tune in.
All right, you could also...
There's a lot of other shows, too. There's
a lot of other shows. You can go to sportsinsideronline.com, and you can check us out there. You can follow us on all social media, like our Facebook page and Twitter and whatnot. We'd certainly appreciate that. And for all of you people watching us around the United States and around the globe, let us know where you're watching from, because we are always interested in knowing. Last night we had people from Russia.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we've got Los Angeles. We've got Christian Hernandez.
Hello.
And for those of you listening, if you hear me welcome people to the show and all that, those are people on our video platforms that we are welcoming. And if you see me or hear me asking or answering questions, because on our Twitter feeds, on our Facebook, everything like that, we get a lot of questions, so we are answering those.
I thought over the last
We've got Mandy Vickers from Edmond, Oklahoma that just tuned in, so welcome to the show, Mandy.
The last 2 or 3 days, I thought maybe Periscope was sick under the weather.
Sick?
We didn't have as much interaction with them. Everybody had the flu all at one time.
They were partying with Kelly LeBrock, man. Shit, dips, chains, and whips.
Yeah, there it is.
Lisa Case, welcome to the show. Hey, I think, what's Wednesday? I think Kirby Delaney is in Jersey right now getting inducted into the Hall of Honors. So if that's the case, Lisa Case, let me know. I think that is the case. So we've got a few interesting stories. So obviously we are out of Boston tonight, so we got a few Boston stories to talk about. But the first story that I would like to dive into right now is a story that's been around for a little while.
Okay.
We've got Rick Pitino, who is I call him the mob boss of the NCAA Basketball Association. And this guy, he's a cool cat, kind of wears his hair like I'm wearing it right now. And
I always thought he was a Pat Riley knockoff.
He's the head coach of the Louisville Cardinals in Louisville, Kentucky. Well, they had some allegations a while back of some of their players. Now, a former assistant, Andrew McGee, allegedly paid for sex, hookers, call girls, freaking whatever you want to call these people. Wade Lucas, welcome to the show, brother. So he allegedly paid for these people, sex acts. Preston Hardy, what's up? Welcome to the show. Up? And Rick Pitino is fighting these allegations. So,
don't people think they're going to get caught?
Well,
there's media around the colleges all the time.
Guillermo said I would have commit to that university. Oh, what, for the sex acts and the hookers? Is that what you're saying?
When you're at a university of any stature, you've got media around there. People talk. They're going to question other people. So when you do stuff that's underhanded like that, it's going to come to light. It's like the watch cycle. It's going to.
Joe Savino, welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, Joe,
so Red Rufus, welcome to the show. Hey, Joe, if you meant to send me that video this afternoon, it was kind of funny. I liked it. It was really cool. But anyway, but here's the thing. Yes, with universities like Louisville, even OU, the Big Ten, the Big 12, the Pac-12, anybody like that, you're going to have people, their eyes on you. But here's the thing. What it was, well, first off, here's the allegations. Preston Hardy loves your T-shirt, he says. So, Andre McGee is the culprit. Now, Shawn, and everybody that's listening, chime in on this and watching. Shawn,
yes.
You have 2 sons.
Yes, I do.
Okay, I've got a few kids. A few more than you do.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Even though the 2 sons live in your house,
right,
do you constantly know what they're doing?
Yes.
You do?
I pretty much do.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
That's what they're doing in the house.
Pretty much, but not all the time.
Toys,
where are you right now, Shawn?
I'm at the radio show.
Do you know what your sons are doing right now?
Right this second?
No. The answer is no. my daughter just left our presence before we got on air. Do I know what she's doing right now? No, I do not.
No, she told you.
No, I do not. My point is, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that Rick Pitino is the head coach of the basketball team. He's got several kids, more than we do. He's got like 20, 25 kids to look after.
Right. And he's trying to fight these out.
And unless, Preston Hardy says, unless you keep your eyes on them 24/7,
True.
you don't know what the crap they're doing.
Right.
So, they're trying to tell me that Rick Pitino should have known every little thing that Andre McGee was doing.
No.
Not going to happen.
Can't do it.
Now, usually, we're humans, right?
Right.
And humans need sleep.
Yes.
Some humans could do 2 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep. Some need 6, some need 8.
Right.
If you're a little baby, you need 12 or more. If you're a lion, you sleep for 23 hours. But as a human, normally you will sleep 6 to 8 hours a night. Jeffrey Stowe, welcome to the show. So, this stuff happened at night.
Correct.
Late at night.
When Rick Pitino's probably deep in this news.
So, when you pay people like these females for a sexual act, or just a party, or just, hey, show me your tits, kind of thing, and that's going to get pinged somewhere, some way, somehow.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. Here's my conspiracy theory. You know I'm a conspiracy theorist. You've got one of these chicks. I'll call them whores because that's what they are. And, no, I'm being serious. I'm not being vulgar or anything. They're freaking, if you get paid for sex, you're a freaking whore.
Right.
Whether you're a man or a woman. So here's the thing. Here's what they did. They went up to McGee, and here's probably how it started. Hey, yo, McGee, can you get us some more action? Well, I don't know, girls. It's a little, we're going into March Madness now, so let's just chill out. Or, yo, McGee, my cousin's friend is a very big Louisville fan. Can you get us tickets? No, I can't get you tickets. This and that. And then it was like, hey, you want us to shut up? So you got some babies' mamas out there that might need some formula for their 20 kids, and so they're trying to squeeze these cats for some freaking money, and that's probably what happened. I would bet you freaking...
Well, what about this, though? What about one of the girls that went to service him and take care of him, went and told somebody else, so do you know who I just with? And they got
right, so
there.
Basically the point of it is they freaking blackmailed him. And he probably paid him off first, and then finally he's like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. And then they're like, oh, okay, well, you can't do that. Well, we're going to go get our 15 minutes of fame, because what they did is they probably called someone like TMZ or something like that. So when you get a juicy story to these media outlets,
right.
What happens?
Oh, it goes everywhere.
No. If you're a media outlet and I say, bro, I got a story on Harrison Ford, do you want it? You're going to say yes, and I'm going to say how much you're going to give me.
Correct.
Media, a lot of these places pay
What do you think
for
McGee
these
went
stories.
To at what point do you think McGee went to Pitino and said, look, this is the problem I'm in?
I don't think McGee went to him at all.
No,
because I think if Pitino, he is the kind of coach that if he knew this crap was happening, he would lay the smack down, dude.
So you think Pitino's just trying to shield him and just trying to speak up for his kids, like, they would do this?
I think, no. I'm not saying these kids didn't do it. I guarantee you some of them did.
What is he saying then? What is Pitino saying?
Now, let me ask you this. What's up, Davik? Let me ask you this. If you have a girl, her breasts are out, her vagina is right in your face, are you going to say, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm going to college and I need to go study. Oh, you're going to study, all right. You're going to study her anatomy.
Right.
These kids are 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, and when you got those hormones going, that's what's going to happen.
You go to school to learn.
Let's not get cliche.
Well, no, I'm saying you go to school for certain things. At college, we all know certain types.
Hey, I was in a fraternity, and we did a lot more than just study. Right. I can tell you that right now. But I won't talk about that.
You studied things that were not part of the
curriculum. I plead the fifth.
Hey, you studied things that weren't part of the curriculum.
I sure did. And I sure did. And but here's the thing. Red Rufus says Anatomy 101.
Yes.
So, Patino's lawyer, Scott Thompson, here's what he said, and I quote, "The enforcement staff has overreached in this case. Patino should never have been charged. Patino absolutely did actively look for red flags, but there never were any red flags giving any signs or even a hint of McGee's illicit activities," end quote.
Okay.
So, Rick Pitino did due diligence. Rodney Ingerson, welcome to the show, brother.
What's up, Rodney?
Dan Bam Bam Still.
Hey, the legend's back.
The legend.
2 times within 2 days.
Oh, yeah, Dan. What's up, brother? So I'm telling you, Rick Pitino did his due diligence, and he didn't see anything. So McGee was hiding this stuff. Dude, they were doing it, and I'll tell you what, man. The coaches at OU, they didn't come to our fraternity house and see what we were doing. Let me tell you something, dude. There's kids under 21 in these frat houses. OU has one of the biggest Greek communities in the United States of America. It is a party freaking school. You've got fraternities, you've got sororities, and when you get those together, what happens?
Drinking and sex.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, baby.
Yeah.
All freaking night long.
So do you think it would have been better if he would have just took the...
So Rodney says he is on mute in a restaurant with Bam Bam. Get us off of freaking mute, Rodney. At least put us a little bit low. We're not going to say anything too naughty. So,
do you think he should have went to Patino?
No, here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying.
Should have.
Here's what I'm saying. We drink. There were underage people drinking. We haze people. They say there's no hazing in college. Bull crap, there ain't.
Yeah.
There used to be a game we played. We get a ladder, an 8-ring ladder. We put a shot on every step. The newbie would have to go take a shot with his mouth, drink it, go up the next one, drink it, go up the next one, drink it. If he threw up or she threw up, have to start all over again. And so what I'm saying is they didn't know what we were doing. And if they did, they turned a blind eye. I don't think Rick Pitino knew. So the point of this whole thing is that Rick Pitino is fighting the allegations on this, saying, look, brothers, I didn't know that this freaking jackhole was doing this. You guys are busting my balls on this.
Right.
You need to have a nice glass of shut the hell up and leave me alone.
I don't walk with him 24
That's
hours
what he's
a day.
saying. So, this is from December 2010 through July 2014.
Wow.
That's a lot of years.
Yeah.
Now, students, your kids, all right? My daughter's smart. She's 15 and a half. She's smart. She knows how to be deceitful, manipulative. She knows how to hide things. Well, do you think that these college kids don't know how to hide things as well?
Oh, yeah.
They sneak these girls in the back doors. Dude, I snuck into a girls' dorm, an all-girls dorm in Edmond, Oklahoma. And I went in there, and I met this girl, and we studied Anatomy 101. Okay? And I snuck back out past the TA and everything, or the PA and everything. Nobody ever knew I was there. To this day, nobody knew I was there. But should that person get in trouble if this ever was found out? No, they should not.
No.
That's all I'm saying about that. And I hope Rick Pitino gets a pass on this.
Yeah, that's cool.
And, all right, one more thing about Louisville. Tony Hicks out 6 to 8 weeks, broken hand. Tony Hicks is a integral part of Louisville basketball team. But here's the thing. Again, this is what bothers me. They do not say what kind of break it is. I could fracture my hands and it not be that big of a deal. So just because it's a broken bone, they always make it sound like worse than what it is. But they're hoping that he will be back before March Madness gets into full force. And so I think Louisville will be fine on that avenue. on stuff. So, but I mean, whenever you have a school that's shrouded in controversy, it could do good things and it could do bad things for the school. Louisville has been dealing with this for quite some time now, and I think they'll be okay. They are currently 16-4, and they are ranked 13th. The way that now, let's talk about March Madness a little bit. I know we're in January. Do you, first off, participate in any of the tournament challenge March Madness stuff?
I feel the brackets out.
Okay, feel the brackets out. Did you know a few years back I had it all the way up until the Elite Eight? I had it perfect. Anyways,
my team's North Carolina Tar Heels.
Okay.
My dad's home state.
Well, North Carolina's number 9 right now, 18-3, so that's good. I don't even want to talk about my team. So.
I was going to say, are they up there?
No.
I didn't know.
No, they're not. Freaking douchebags. But, anyways, March Madness. So, what I don't like about March Madness is they're letting more and more teams in there. Pretty soon, we've got Guillermo likes Gonzaga. Gonzaga is a good team. I mean, they are 19-0. They are undefeated right now, sitting nice and pretty, number 3. But there are some teams out there that don't want a number 1 seed.
You know what? I was about to say, for instance, for North Carolina, in the last 20 years, the North Carolina Tar Heels have had so many number 1 seeds. And I actually feel like this year, them sitting at number 9, sitting at seeded number 5.
Right.
Actually will work better in their favor because the pressure's off a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit off.
There are some teams. I mean, dude, look at Wichita a few years back.
Oh yeah.
Look at freaking Davidson and all that. I mean, Butler. I think it was 2000 and.
Didn't they almost go all the way?
No, they did go all the way. I think it was 2011. They went all the way to the championship. They almost won that freaking game.
That was Duke, right?
And people were like, "Who the crap is Butler?" And even people today are like, "Who the crap is Butler?" And
Butler's number 11. So
they are number 11. You cannot.
I feel like for the Carolina, specifically in the last 5 to 7 years, I feel like a couple of those years, if they were number 5 or number 4 seeded,
yeah,
they'd be better off because
MZNet, welcome to the show.
They could just go ahead and play basketball and not worry about we're number 1 seed.
Chris Lee, welcome to the show. Marshmallow Man.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, brother.
You know, because when they're number 4 or 5 in a section,
yeah,
they can just play basketball. They don't have to worry about you're number 1.
Oh yeah, screw that. Hey, for those of you just joining us, whether visually or on Armed Radio, you are listening to Sports Insider. Welcome to the show, and you could follow us. Go to sportsinsideronline.com, and you can follow us on all social media. Go and download the TuneIn app and follow Armed Radio as well. If you go to Armed Radio 1 on Twitter, follow those folks. Give them support. They are freaking awesome. We are on Armed Radio every Wednesday and Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. And we appreciate all of your emails and all of your questions on Periscope and whatnot. You can email us at sportsinsideronline@gmail.com. And most of these subject matters that I'm talking about tonight are from our listeners all around the world emailing us saying, hey, talk about this.
Right.
Hey, talk about that.
You know,
so March Madness, though,
right.
It is absolutely freaking madness, and I can't wait to get closer into that. But that's all I'll say about that.
We're going to go check out On Location, whatever's closest to us.
Hmm?
Are we going to go check out some of the games closest to us?
I plan to.
You know what?
Okay, Davik says, talk about Royal Rumble. Davik, what is up with you in WWE?
I will have to say one thing.
Okay, wait. Guillermo's asking a legit question.
Okay.
Which is better, March Madness or NBA playoffs? Here comes Bodied. Welcome to the show. Guillermo, I'm telling you my personal opinion, by far, 100%, March Madness.
I will lend a little bit of light to what the prior question was that you were shining too much light on. I
wasn't shining any light on it.
I was going to get ready for bed the other night, and Monday Night Raw was on.
Yeah.
And all I saw Bill Goldberg and Brock Lesnar in the ring face to face. And as they got closer and closer, the lights went off and the bell tolled. And boom, there was The Undertaker.
I love The Undertaker.
Staring at both of them like...
Do you know where
The
Undertaker lives?
Death Valley.
No. Well, maybe now, but when I lived in Austin, he lived in Cedar Park, Texas, which is about...
He's been in Death Valley for a long time.
10 minutes away. Davik says in the cemetery,
no, because...
Shawn, welcome to the show. Okay, enough about wrestling.
All right, okay.
So last thing about NCAA, you have the mayor. Usually when you're a mayor of a town, I don't care if it's Sacramento or if it's freaking Mayberry, you have to act accordingly.
Right.
You have to act professional and dignified and all that happy crap. Well, in Greenlee, Colorado, Mayor Tom Norton, or his middle name is Douchebag. So Tom Douchebag Norton was ejected from the arena. So you are saying, how does a mayor of a town
what did he have to do
get ejected from a freaking arena?
Was he being...
He was being a naughty little boy, and he needed to be spanked by some of these hookers that went to Louisville parties. So, what happened was, there was a call that he did not like. Not only did he get out of his chair and argue the fact, he walked onto the floor of play and argued because he's the mayor. He must have been listening to AC/DC earlier, and he must have thought he had the biggest balls of them all. So here's the thing. He walked out on the floor, and they were like, "What is wrong with you, brother?" And
intoxication.
So they freaking kicked him out. Peace out, piss off, good riddance, goodbye.
Out.
So, now Guillermo's talking about NBA, a little bit earlier. So, we are going to talk about, I had the 10 biggest, but I'm going to go the 15 biggest. Now, everyone chime in from all of our mediums that is listening and watching. The 15 biggest NBA draft busts of all time. So I'm going to let people on Periscope kind of absorb that for a minute and kind of give me some names, and then we will go over this. And I was looking at one guy earlier today, which I know, and he's on this list, and he had some controversy come out. He had a nude photo come out, bouts with domestic violence and all that kind of stuff. He never really did anything in the freaking NBA. He played for the Portland Trailblazers. So let's start off at number 15, shall we? Let's get in our magic DeLorean and let's go 88 miles an hour, and BAM! We are in 1980, folks. We are getting into the world of Rubik's Cube and freaking hairspray bands and yarn. First day on Periscope, brother or sister. Welcome to the show and pop a cherry. So we've got Joe Barry Carroll that went to the Golden State Warriors. Now he had a pretty decent career. Made an All-Star team once. But the Warriors traded Robert Parrish and a number 3 pick for this dude. And that pick, now a lot of these people in Boston will like this one. That one was Kevin McHale. So the Warriors could have had Kevin McHale, and they picked this guy. But number 14, we're going to come up a few years, and we're just going to go back just a few years back, 2008.
Ooh-wee.
Joe Alexander goes to the Milwaukee Bucks. And people are asking, who the crap is Joe Alexander? So, he didn't even score more than 282 points in his NBA career.
Right.
Career. not a year, a career. He was 6'8", and he just kind of faded off into the abyss.
Adios.
Goodbye. Now, he was selected before Brooke Lopez. He was selected before Roy Hibbert, Serge Ibaka, and Nicholas Batum. So, following year, 2009, you have Hashim Thabit, Memphis Grizzlies,
Oh my.
7'3". I mean, this cat could just stand by the basket, grab the ball, put it in, nothing. Had a nice career at UConn, but
Look at who he was selected before.
Memphis took him, didn't do well. So they took him before James Harden, Tyreek Evans. Now, Tyreek Evans was the Rookie of the Year. Actually got assigned basketball by Tyreek when he was here in Sacramento. Ricky Rubio and Stephen Curry.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of talent right there.
So how do you pass on all these people?
Think.
Andrew Bynum, Philadelphia 76ers, 1993.
Who was drafted? Oh, he was drafted.
Penny Hardaway,
Oh my, Jamal.
Ball Maffer, Houston.
Goodness.
Top 10 Game Williams, Chicago Bulls, 2002, number 2. And Evan was in that mix. He was selected before Amari Stoudemire. Robert Taylor, Milwaukee Bucks, 1998, another bust. Chris Washburn,
Yes.
Golden State Warriors, 1986. Chris Washburn was a wash. Adam Morrison, 2006, Charlotte Bobcats, Michael Jordan's team. Adam Morrison, there is no relation to Jim Morrison. Again, Charlotte Bobcats, a bust.
Yeah.
Now, Michael Jordan must have been smoking weed because Rudy Gay and Rajon Rondo passed on them. Kwame Brown.
Oh my God, yeah, he was humongous bust.
Big time bust.
Yeah, he played for a few teams.
Yeah. So, before Tyson Chandler, Paul Gasol, all those guys.
Joe Johnson. Wow.
LaRue Martin, number 5 bust, went to the Trailblazers, 1972, way back
Born
when.
in 72.
Greg Oden.
Yeah, the old man.
That's who I'm talking about. Number 4, he went 2007.
I don't remember. Oh my God.
Oh, it was Greg Oden, Kevin Durant. Greg Oden, Kevin Durant.
Kevin
Greg
Durant.
Oden, Kevin Durant.
I would even say Kevin Durant back then.
So, KD, I saw him play at freaking at Texas. Down with the Horns, too. And so they
But
picked...
you have respect for him. So.
Oh, I totally have respect for him.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Kevin Durant, Al Horford.
Yeah.
Joking Noah.
yeah.
Oh, someone was smoking weed in the back.
Joakim Noah
is
is a national champion.
Right.
Okay,
Oh,
Michael Olowokandi, Los Angeles Clippers, 1988. Darko Milicic, Detroit Pistons, 2003. And the number 1 biggest draft, Sam Bowie, Portland Trailblazers, 1984, was picked over Michael Jordan.
Oh my! Charles Barkley and John Stockton.
John Stockton.
Oh Christ!
Yep.
Oh my!
What is wrong with people?
All
tell
those
you.
people should be fired. Hired.
Yeah. So how do you look back and you pass on Michael Jordan, and this guy has got 6 championships, and the biggest bust.
Could have made that guy's career.
Yeah.
Portland could have had. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through our show, and we appreciate everybody listening.
Can you check a basketball score for me real quick?
We thank everybody for listening and watching, and we appreciate all the questions that are being thrown our way. You are listening to Sports Insider. on Armed Radio. My name is Glenn Spillman,
Appreciate all of you for tuning in.
alongside Shawn Allen. So, Shawn, you want to check?
I just saw a score.
What?
I saw the Kings playing Cleveland.
The Queens.
And it was very close.
Sacramento Queens.
And I'm like, could it be? Oh.
Fourth
Oh
quarter,
my God.
1 minute, 40
Is
seconds.
LeBron playing?
You have the Kings 100, and yeah, he's playing 24 points, 10 rebounds, got a triple-double. So, but we're going to get into LeBron James real quick. So, LeBron James, we were talking about people being babies the other day.
Yes.
And we were talking about people crying and whining and pissing and moaning. Well, LeBron James needs to get a big old maxi pad and put it on.
Well, the big thick one's long.
It's thick and long, man. And that's what she said. Okay, so James urged the front office of the Cleveland Cavaliers to do more. Do more what, you say?
Yeah, exactly.
To get more of a supporting cast for him. They lost Monday night 124-122. So LeBron's getting all pissy. And he said, and I quote, he said, "I just hope that we're not satisfied as an organization." End quote. And here's another quote for him. "We are a top-heavy team, not better than last year from a personal standpoint." Those are quotes from LeBron James, ladies and gentlemen. So LeBron James, now if you're a teammate of his, what does that say?
You don't have faith in the people you're working with.
He's basically saying you're not that good. And he's telling, well, that's disrespect for your teammates for one. And check yourself before you wreck yourself, brother. Because I'll tell you what, if you're not that good on a personal level, then you need to go step in front of a mirror and you need to look at yourself, LeBron. You need to look at yourself and quit calling out. Now, you got 12 seconds left in the game. Now, I don't normally go for the Kings at all, ever. But I hope to beat the Cavaliers. It's only a 2-point game right now.
You know what?
Chicken butt.
Why is he doing this now? Why didn't he do this back off the offseason when Russell Westbrook was still available? Go get a Russell Westbrook and bring him to Cleveland.
You sounded like Elmer Fudd there for a second. Russell Westbrook.
Or James Harden. But I know Russell Westbrook was on the market.
Russell would have been good. But you know what?
Kyrie Irving, now you have.
Russell Westbrook, to some, has an ego.
He does.
We know LeBron has a freaking ego. So, do you think those two egos could have coincided together?
Are we gonna argue over who has the biggest wee-wee, or are we gonna win championships? That's put all your egos aside.
Hey, I tell you what,
Put them
man.
in the locker. Play
I
basketball.
played hockey with a guy that I freaking despised. But when I walked through that door, I'm like, let's do it, brother. We never talked outside.
Leave
We
your
never
ego.
played golf together. When we ate as a team, he sat at one end of the table, I sat at another.
I didn't say they had to like each other. Put your ego in the locker and lock it there when you go to the court.
That's
Wherever you're at.
exactly what we freaking did. And we played together and all that and that was it. That was fun. Everything's cool. And I haven't talked to him since. No harm, no foul, who cares? So Steve Kerr is saying that how immensely popular with kids that Steph Curry is.
Well,
Now he said, and I quote, "The crowd size is similar, but the biggest difference is the children that gravitate towards Steph. You see so many little kids with Steph's jersey begging for an autograph." Now what he's saying is Steph Curry is more popular right now than Michael Jordan was back then.
right now, Steph Curry's his jersey's the number one selling jersey over LeBron and my Russell Westbrook.
Right. So, last week we talked about Carmelo Anthony.
We did.
And we were going to talk about Carmelo Anthony again.
I'm going to tell you right now, that would be somebody that the Cleveland Cavaliers could have.
Well, they've tried to
They
get.
tried?
They're trying
Because that would definitely make them a step-up
because
team.
the February 23rd trade deadline. They're trying to trade Kevin Love to the Knicks for Carmelo Anthony.
I would do it. It's a straight up trade, no nothing else.
That's what I understand.
Would you do it?
Kevin Love, I think if you
Obviously, they feel like he's a weak link.
if you took Kevin Love, now that's got to tell Kevin Love
God,
that's got to stab him in the heart, man. And but
I feel Carmelo Anthony.
I would say this: if you go Kevin Love, one other player, and a little bit of cash, they could probably get Carmelo
So the
Anthony.
Knicks are not accepting that straight across.
No. So do you think
Which
that
makes you feel even worse for Kevin Love, because now the Knicks are saying you're not as valuable as Carmelo Anthony to do a straight across trade.
Carmelo Anthony puts butts in the seats?
Right, but Carmelo, yeah, exactly.
That is it.
Carmelo Anthony.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
Oh, look at that.
3 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We've got the Sacramento Queens 104, the Cleveland Cavaliers 104. For all you Boston fans out there, you guys are edging the Houston Rockets, and this is in Boston right now, man. You got Isaiah Thomas, 30 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. So we're rooting for you, Boston.
And
So,
then fourth, going to overtime.
let me ask you a question. Who's the best small forward? Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, Kevin Durant?
That's close. I'd have to lean towards Kevin Durant.
I will go Kevin Durant. I would say Kevin Durant, then Kawhi, then LeBron. That's my personal choice. That's my personal opinion.
But I just feel like if you have Carmelo Anthony in your front court, he is a forward, right?
We're not talking about Carmelo Anthony.
I'm just saying, if you have Carmelo Anthony in your front court, I feel like you can compete with KD and the Warriors.
Maybe. I don't think so. So, speaking of the Celtics, Marcus Smart apologizes to teammates and coaches. He tried to check himself into the game. They were like, no. And then there was a timeout in a huddle, and the coaches tried to get him out of that huddle, and he got all pissed off about it. And he ranted and raved and threw a big hissy fit. Joanne Tracy, welcome to the show. Josh, welcome to the show. And Mr. Worldwide, welcome to the show.
Worldwide.
So, last thing about the NBA. Lakers' Larry Nance Jr. will not participate in the dunk contest during the All-Star break festivities.
Huh.
So he is the son of the league's first dunk champion. That's a good pedigree. My dad was the first dunk champion, so you guys can suck it. So February 17th through 19th, All-Star Weekend, New Orleans, or Nolans, or however the crap you want to say it. He will not. Now, he did receive an invite earlier this season, but he has a bone bruise that he got, and he was sidelined for 16 games in December and January. Well, a bone bruise basically means he just got hit really hard. And it bruised his bone, basically, and it hurts. Not that big of a deal, but he probably can, but he doesn't want to because he doesn't want to possibly re-injure it. That's okay. That's fine. That's understandable.
You want to last the rest of the season, yeah.
You do. Yeah. You do. So, here's the thing. Garrett Temple just missed a layup for Sacramento, and that's one of the things that I kind of find funny. You're going up for a layup.
Oh.
How, as a professional basketball player, do you miss a layup? Now, I remember that because I told this story before. When I was in high school, the very first shot I ever took was a layup. I stole a ball, went for a layup, and I missed it because I went up too hard, and I put the ball up too hard, and it bounced off, and it hit the front of the rim, and I missed. But that was also high school. As a professional basketball player, how do you miss? But all right, so the Red Sox, Boston Red Sox. We've got you guys in Boston right now, and you guys love your Red Sox, man. And they have claimed outfielder and first baseman Steve Selski off waivers. So Selski's 27 years old. Last year he batted .314, 16 for 51 with 2 homers. Okay, 2 homers, big deal. I could have hit 2 homers. 22 strikeouts, 2 walks. He played with the Cincinnati Reds last season. Now, obviously didn't play a full season on that, and but the Red Sox management seem to have enough faith in this cat to where they're going to obviously they claimed him off of waivers. So here's another thing. Drew Pomeranz. Now, him and the Red Sox are going back and forth. With Pomeranz wanted $5.7 million. The Red Sox were like, well, we'll give you $3.6 million. But the two of them kind of came together and compromised, which I like to see that in sports.
Well, they work it out.
Well, I like to see that in anything, really. Compromise. I mean, life is about compromise. But they compromised at $4.5 million. So the Red Sox just went up $900,000. So not bad, but we'll see how that plays out for them. Another thing, this is all Red Sox on the MLB news. Another thing, just yesterday, Boston Red Sox president of baseball operations, Dave Dombrowski, announced that John Farrell will be staying on as manager. But we will see how far that goes because in 2016, David Price wasn't up to snuff, if you will. And there's pressures on him to do a lot better than he did. And but Boston has gone all in on a few players, and because they want to win a championship again, okay? But John Farrell's choices will be under a freaking microscope, and especially if they don't do well in the first, we'll say, 10, 20 games, the Red Sox could very well be like, peace out, you know.
Yeah.
But we'll see on that for the Red Sox. I mean, I don't want to wish them too much good luck because I'm a Yankee fan. I'm also a Dodger fan, but anyway. Well, for those of you listening and the Boston faithful, you have Boston Celtics 102, Rockets 98. Don't breathe a sigh of relief yet because there's still 4 minutes 41 seconds left in the game and a lot of things have happened. The Queens kind of sucking it up in overtime. They've only scored 2 points. And the Cavaliers now winning 111 to 106. And we'll see what happens with that. So let's jump into some MMA action. Speaking of MMA, those of you guys know that I'm also a filmmaker, and we're going to be shooting a film this summer called Extreme Tag. It's an MMA movie, and just got verbal confirmation and the go-ahead from Bellator fighter Ruiz, and he's going to be playing the part of Kim Lee in our movie. So that is going to be exciting. If you guys want to learn more about that, you can go to Cellar13Films.com, or you can go on Facebook, Stellar 13 Films and check out all that. But here's the thing about some MMA action, if you will, and this is we've talked about this a few times over the past few weeks. We've talked about the pay of these fighters or the lack thereof, and one of them is Michael McDonald. Michael McDonald, bantamweight, and his career is currently on hold. Press the pause button. On hold. We're not doing it right now. Here's the reality of it, ladies and gentlemen. He says he cannot afford to fight.
That's horrible.
And you say, well, he's a UFC fighter. Huh. How does he not make some kind of money?
That's nuts.
Well, he's just not. So here's a quote from him. A direct quote. I'm trying to make enough money right now to pay my bills and still have a little savings for a camp. And it's tough because I don't know if camp will be perfect and I don't know if I'll pay for one. Only to have my opponent back out. It's always iffy. End quote. So, Don.
Yes.
If you made from now, today, until the end of the year, what is that, like 340 something days, something?
Something like that.
We'll just say 300 days. If you made $53,000, would that be enough money for you to pay your bills?
53?
$53,000.
Oh.
To pay your bills.
It would leave me kind of short. It would leave me strapped. I mean, it wouldn't be...
53 grand would leave you strapped.
53 grand.
To pay your house, whatever, freaking mortgage.
I'd be able to pay all my bills and everything and have a little bit left over.
You don't have a car payment.
Right.
And food and whatnot. $53,000, brother.
$53,000. I can pay all my bills.
Because that is, okay.
Yeah, I mean, $53,000. $60,000 a year is $5,000 a month.
Right.
So, yes. Yeah.
I know you could.
Yeah.
Okay, so McDonald's last fight, he made approximately $53,000. Now, the fight included a base pay of $23,000. Okay? Now, I know, heck, if I had 53, I'd pay off all my credit cards and I'd pay off my car, and I'd still have 10 grand left over, and I could pay my rent for the rest of the year. I had no freaking bills. So, anyway, and he got a $25,000 bonus, and then $5,000 from UFC's apparel deal with Reebok. But here's the thing: most people would be like, "That's one freaking night. One night he made $53,000. What this guy pissing and moaning about?" That's what a lot of people have said to me when I've talked to them about this, and I'm like, "Well, allow me to retort." So, there's taxes. He's got to pay taxes on the 53G.
Yeah.
There are training costs, okay, and other various expenses.
Taxes on that about 48%.
So he gets about 1/3. So what's 1/3 of 53Gs?
About $14,000 somewhere in there.
So out of that 53Gs, he's pocketing $14,000. That's not very much money for one night's. And he also tithes regularly to his church. Well, I don't want to get all religious on you right now, but tithing is basically he gives 10% at least of what he earns and gives it to his church.
So about $1,400.
So yeah. So yeah, his last fight to pay the bills. So when you have this camp, you got to pay your trainer. You got everyone that's at the camp. You got to pay something. So and here's another quote from him. My goal is to fight, but I also have to keep my possessions. I've borrowed money before and racked up $15,000 in debt in order to train like a professional athlete. And I've went through injuries and lost everything twice. I've lost my home and moved back in with my parents.
Oh, wow.
You have a UFC fighter.
This is nuts.
Lives with mom and dad at 27 years old. Which I don't know if that's
So
a
we
big
can
deal.
agree-
I've told my daughter, honey, you can stay with me your whole life.
We can agree that the UFC needs to restructure their payment system, and obviously they're making so much money. They need to be from fighters like him. They need to have a base pay period
All right,
throughout
here's
the year.
the deal. I covered some fights last Saturday. There was 11 fights. Well, there's 2 fighters in each fight, so that's 22 fighters. So say you've got an 11 bout card on the UFC. You got the pay-per-view, you got all that. You got $300 million. $300 million.
Right.
Let's just say, for the sake of freaking math, that you give every single fighter $100,000. That's $1,100,000 that you would just give. Not a big deal from $300 million, right?
Right.
Not that much money. And then you say, okay, here's bonus for winning. Here's the bonus for knockout of the night. Here's this and that. The UFC 100% can afford to freaking pay their fighters a lot more money.
Either pay him more than the $53,000 night he had, either pay him like $200,000 for that fight. You know what I'm saying? Either pay him $200,000.
Okay, here's the thing. If you have a title fight,
Right.
my opinion, if you have a title fight, automatically the winner should just get $1 million.
Okay.
Okay, $1 million. And if you lose, we'll just say you get $100,000. I'm telling you, man. Even if they give every fighter $1 million, that's only $22 million out of $300 million.
Let me tell you something. If he had that night he made 53,000. If he had made 500,000, okay.
Yeah.
That's after taxes. So I'm saying I'm cutting it in half, 50%. I'm going over. 500,000 plus all his other bills. He'd be good for the rest of the year. Good for the rest of the year.
'Cause
And next year.
I don't
So
exactly.
he fights.
Now,
All bills have been taken care of and everything.
right.
But they're paying these guys scrub money.
But here's the thing: even if you live in where we live, right down the street. Now, granted, they're brand new houses and they're from the high 600,000s. But over here by the school, they got it for 400. You could buy a house all day long around here for 350,000 brand new.
Right.
Now you get a good paycheck and you put half on the house, okay? And then you buy a just a normal car and say you do another fight and win good. So when you pay off your stuff like that, but the UFC, these fighters, and we've seen them, we have met them, we have talked to them. When the guy has to go home to mom and dad, there's a freaking problem.
Scrub boxers get paid more than $53,000 to fight in the pros.
Yep.
I guarantee you a scrub boxer gets a couple of $1 million to fight.
Well, I'm actually.
I'd say anywhere from $150,000 to $750,000 for a scrub boxer.
We are going to talk about that
This is ridiculous.
either tomorrow or Friday. We're going to continue this conversation.
Someone has to call
Our
out.
show is coming to an end, ladies and gentlemen. And
sorry.
you are watching Sports Insider
6 seconds to go. Kings up 115.
with Glenn Spillman and Shawn Allen. So, the reason why the Kings are winning, ladies and gentlemen, is because I wished them to win.
Oh, good Lord.
I am Merlin. You can see this brooch right here for those that are watching? That's a magic brooch. And I even did good with the Boston Celtics. I give them the freaking luck of the Irish, and they were beating Houston by 10 points, 117 and 107.
I am a quarter Irish.
So you're welcome, freaking
Boston.
Boston.
Really?
You could freaking, you're absolutely, you're freaking welcome. So last two things on the MMA world. President Donald Trump signed executive orders yesterday approving the Keystone XL Dakota Access Pipeline. Okay, why am I bringing politics into it? Well, because after Trump did that, then Ronda Rousey piggybacked on Donald Trump's stuff and started Facebooking the same story. And then she goes and visits the Dakota, and then she goes and she doesn't announce it per se, but she does. And there's social media stuff up there. So she got her butt kicked by freaking Nunez. And so she wants to be in the limelight right now. So she's going and piggybacking on this popularity, and she's getting her pictures all up on social media. Well, enjoy that, Rhonda, because that's all the freaking kudos you're going to get.
Well, whoever her publicist is a very good publicist.
I wouldn't say a very good publicist.
It was smart for them.
I would say that he is a narcissist, or she, or it, or whatever.
You're going to try to get yourself out there behind a big announcement.
Yeah, but don't use my people, the Native Americans, to freaking do it. That's all I'm saying.
Unfortunately, sometimes things are used that shouldn't be used.
Screw her. So anyway, we're not going to talk about this last subject. We'll talk about it on Friday on the same show on Armed Radio. We're going to talk about cutting weight and exactly how unhealthy it is. So we're coming to an end, Shawn. Any last questions, comments,
I
concerns?
have my last comments.
Go ahead.
I think we should get Tim Stell on the show and welcome him back to the show and talk about the money thing with the UFC. And even giving his brother on here.
Well, Dan, Bam Stell, we are going to get him on here.
Him and his brother?
And we may go down to their neck of the woods, or down or up or over. Well, that'd be over, I guess.
And ladies and gentlemen, the Kings have won. 116, 112.
All right, see? There you go. There you have
I'm
it.
a quarter Irish, though, so you look at Irish yourself all you want.
What the crap does that have to do with anything?
Well, you can't call look at Irish when you're not even
I
Irish.
just freaking did. I am Merlin.
You're not even Irish, fool.
No, but I'm Native American, and Native American helped Irish come
Oh,
over to
that doesn't work, okay?
Look it up.
That is
Look it up. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys listening to the show. We appreciate you guys that are watching on all 5 cameras. We appreciate all you people and Periscope and all you guys. So Boston, in the 4th, Boston wins 120-109. You're welcome. My name is Glenn Spillman. To my left, Shawn Allen. You have been listening to Sports Insider on Armed Radio. We will be back Friday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, guys. We love you. Peace out.